What we're starting to see is an absolute pivot across the United States. We're seeing a pivot with the news media, with the talking heads, with a lot of these social media influencers. Now, the odd part about this, or the part that really disturbs me, is how in sync that these pivots are happening. They are all perfectly timed. They all get the same talking points. It's almost like a memo goes out to all of them at the exact same moment. We've all seen it. A lot of people call it the mockingbird media, because one of them sings a song and the next one sings the same song and the same song and the same song. And it's completely down the road. Now, what I'm starting to notice is the amount of people that are all aligned with each other. You know, Rachel Maddow, Caitlin Collins, and then the one that threw me for a complete loop is Shawn Ryan. I was riding my motorcycle back from Missouri today after I'd met up with another Navy buddy, and he was, you know, into that Special Forces stuff. And I just said to him, I was like, did you ever work with this guy? And he wouldn't say. But he did say that he has been watching what has happened and watching what this guy has been saying. Now, for the longest time, if you bring up Shawn Ryan's name in anything except praise on social media, you get crucified in the comments. But I listened to the interview between Tucker and Shawn on the way back. And I had about a 2-hour ride, so I had a lot of time to just sit there and soak it in. And some of the talking points that Shawn Ryan put out align very, very closely to CNN, to MSDNC, to MS Now, to Axios, hell, to Al Jazeera. That's what I'm seeing right now. And then the part that really got me was Tucker Carlson sat back and almost acted surprised by some of the things that Shawn was saying. Now, I know some people might be fooled by that. I'm not one of them, and I don't think any of you are fooled by that either. We are starting to notice it a lot more. Things are becoming a lot clearer the closer we get to the midterm elections. Pardon me, I can't let this cigar go out. It's a really good one. Papas Fritas. I love these things. I think it means French fry in Mexican or whatever. But we're starting to notice exactly who is pro-America, who is against America, who is against whatever the current thing is. And they're all working in conjunction. A perfect example, the Epstein files. Now, during the Biden presidency, during Trump's previous presidency, during the Obama 8 years, nobody said anything about the Epstein files. You can go back and look at this. As soon as the president gets reelected, suddenly it's a big hoo-ha. Now, is it important? 1000% it's important. There are victims. They should remain unnamed unless they want to be known. And they should be protected, right? They should be protected. The FBI, the CIA, all of these law enforcement agencies should be doing more. But none of this was spoken about in the previous 16 years. None of this was spoken about. And that's where I really think the perfect example is. They all pivoted at the exact same time. And the splintering of the Republican Party, of this Make America Great Again movement, has all started at the same time. And there's a laundry list of people that you could name that you never thought would flip. And I'll rattle off a few of them. Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here, Fred, come here. Fred. loves these treats. But he's deaf as a dog now. He's pretty deaf. There we go. There's Fred. Right there. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, let's go Thomas Massey, let's go Tucker Carlson, let's go Shawn Ryan, let's go Alex Jones, General Mike Flynn. People that I thought were allies to America, allies to the president, allies to the administration, allies to the movement, really changed all at the same damn time. It is almost like someone at CNN, Jim Acosta, called all of them or sent out a group text. You know, you send a group text to all your friends and family, hey, we're going for a bike ride. Let's all meet up at X gas station. That's what I'm thinking has happened here. Is there any proof of it? No. There's no proof of it. But we all know that the news media here in the United States is controlled by like one or two companies. Cumulus Media, Fox News Corp, the CNN, I think that's, I believe that's Warner or Time Warner. So they all get the same marching orders. They all get the same group email. They're probably all in the same damn email box. But I want to get an idea from you all. Did you notice it? Because I think the way that they planned this, they splintered off almost staggered steps. First it was Marjorie, Matt Gaetz. There was a plan for Matt Gaetz to get confirmed or to be the Attorney General. And then magically, he steps down from Congress. Now, there's some recently released files that Bill Pulte has released. There's a lot of redactions, but there's a lot of very shady dealings surrounding Matt Gaetz. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, perfect example. I think she wanted a cabinet position, and she felt a little slighted. That's just my opinion. There's some others. Lauren Boebert. She's still in Congress, but, you know, it just doesn't seem like everyone is as aligned as they were. And after watching that listening to the Tucker Carlson, Shawn Ryan interview, I think a lot of these podcasters used the president. They used Charlie Kirk. They've used Charlie Kirk's death. They have used various high-profile people for their own personal gain. Now, the president the other night at the correspondence dinner, I almost said State of the Union because it felt like that. At the correspondence dinner, he brought up a couple of things and he pointed it out directly to the news media. He said, what are you all going to do when I'm gone? You're gonna go broke. Perfect shining example of how much the liberal news media relies on the president for stories, how much certain channels, go check out Midas Touch. That's one, YouTube will like me recommending them. So there you go. Go check out that channel. Every thumbnail, President Trump's on the left, he's painted as the villain. They have their hero on the right, every thumbnail. If you remove President Trump, who do they paint as the villain after this president leaves office? Who's the next villain? I don't know. I mean, are they going to pivot to Elon Musk? He can't run for office, or he can't run for president. He could run for governor of like Texas, which maybe he should. Maybe he should run for governor of California. But what happens to the news media once the president is gone? What happens to channels like Shawn Ryan? He said in this interview with Tucker, everything is a lie, and he regrets having served in the United States Navy. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is me personally. I thought about it driving back. Probably one of the single best decisions I've ever made in my life was joining the United States military, joining the United States Navy. I got very lucky, went into the submarine community. Tight-knit community. If I were to get on here and say my biggest regret would be joining the submarine community, I would probably have about 30 to 40 phone calls from people that I know and I served with saying, Ben, you have lost your bleeding mind. And I would expect that. I would encourage them to do that. But I don't know if the SEAL community will do that. I don't know if this SF Special Forces community will do that, because it seems like they tear each other apart a lot. You've seen a lot in the news. There's a court case with Rob O'Neill and another Special Forces Army Delta Force guy. And whether you believe the hype, the book, the story, whatever. And I'm getting a little off the track here. But do you think the United States Navy is going to admit anything that is not in keeping with their classified documents? Do you think do you think Admiral McRaven is going to walk back his statement? Do you think President Obama is going to come out and say, no, that person didn't remove bin Laden? It's not going to happen, guys. The machine is too big. And we're coming up on 12 years later. Does it matter? Bin Laden, bad guy, gone. That's where I'm at. But back to my real point is the news media, the podcasters, these talking heads. They're all getting their orders from somewhere and someone. And I believe they're getting paychecks from somewhere and maybe someone. The pivots have been so drastic that you can't ignore them. We've got Loomer is now in Ukraine, advocating for Ukraine on United 24 Media. Go look who that is and who runs that media company. You have Shawn Ryan. He had the president at an interview when President Trump was running for office. Now completely pivoted. Tucker Carlson really rode the coattails of the president up to the time where the president was elected. Candace Owens. She was Turning Point USA. She was Daily Wire until some mysterious fallout there. She leaves the Daily Wire, goes anti-Turning Point, anti-Charlie Kirk, anti-America, anti-President Trump. Those are big names. I don't believe the Democrat Party could have done the damage that these people have done. There's no way in hell. Because we ignore the Democrat Party. But when you have people from within, you have people that you are trusting of, people you watch on a daily basis, people you check their updates, people you follow for advice and information, and suddenly they leave all like dominoes. That makes you think. That really makes you think. And it's made me think. Just over the last couple of days, I'd say the last 4 to 5 days, with the fallout with the Minnesota governor's race, a very pro-America, Make America Great Again candidate, Mike Lindell, said some things in an interview almost a month ago that just now came to the surface, came to light. And what bothers me is not what he said. Well, a little of it bothers me is what he said. What really bothers me is the people that are running interference for what he said. People that I trusted, people that I confided in, people that I considered like logical thinkers in the conservative movement, just run an interference for Mike Lindell. This iced tea is good. Real good. It's a hot day. It's 90 plus degrees out here. So what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. This is just the backyard breakdown is what this is. There's a lot of people I don't trust now. There's a lot of YouTube channels that I used to go in and join into their streams, their chats, and actually give super chats to fellow content creators because I appreciated what they were doing. That's never been reciprocated. Never. It's a weird timeline. A very odd timeline once you zoom out and you watch. And I think for a lot of us, a lot of you, you're so deep in the weeds. Your head is down in the sink. You don't see the cook moving the dishes behind you. You're down in there washing. But once you lift your head up and you look around, you realize the stove's on fire. The fried green tomatoes are burned. Hell, the kitchen's on fire. That's what I'm starting to realize is I've got to zoom out. And that's the only real way to see what is happening. Zoom out. This is the backyard breakdown. That's what this is. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Hopefully you grabbed a cigar and enjoyed this with me. But who are they getting their marching orders from? That's my big question. Big question for all of you. Who are they getting their marching orders from, and who's paying them to take those marching orders? I'll see you in the next one. Take care.